You're now listening to the Win or Lose Sports Show, talking sports, hip-hop to pop culture. Presented by the 419 Grind. Available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and wherever podcasts are heard. It's kickoff time.
First of all, Mr. Hopson, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, guys. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
First, Jason, you want to rattle off some scores for the NFL today? You can start with the Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers.
Should we start with the Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers?
I'll say nothing.
I mean, we could. Well, we'll just start off in order. How about that? No special treatment. So we have the Bengals hosting the Jaguars. The Bengals take that 24-21. The Jets hosting the Titans. Jets finally won 27-24 in overtime. The Bears hosted the Lions. The Bears won that 24-14. The Dolphins hosted the Colts. The Colts won that 27-17. The Vikings hosted the Browns. That was a good game. The Browns took that 14-7. The Falcons hosted the Washington football team. The Washington football team took that 34-30. The Bills hosted the Texans. Oh my gosh, the Bills 40-0.
Watch out for Buffalo this season.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough going through Buffalo for sure.
They silently move.
The Saints hosted the Giants. The Giants took that 27-21. The Eagles hosted the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they came back and took that 42-30. Sorry about that, Harold. Good game, good game.
Eagles.
The Cowboys hosted the Panthers, and the Cowboys had to come back from that one too. 36-28. What did they?
No, we were leading the whole game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not the whole game, but
yeah, we were leading the whole game. So.
No, y'all was down by 1 point at one point.
Yeah, well,
1 point at one point.
At one point, it was 1 point. Okay, and then we have the games that are still currently going on. So we have the 49ers hosting the Seahawks, and that's the Seahawks are winning that in the third quarter with 42 seconds.
4 minutes and 32 seconds left, 14-7. The Rams hosting the Cardinals in the third quarter with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left. The Cardinals are winning that 27-13. The Steelers and the Packers. Packers are hosting. The Packers are winning in the third quarter, 11.
17-10. Sorry, 17-10. Been updated on TV.
Yeah, 17-10. It's in the third quarter with 11 minutes and 23 seconds left. And the last game that's still going is the Broncos and the Ravens in the third quarter with 13 minutes and 21 seconds. The Ravens are winning that 17-7. And then we have a later game today, the Buccaneers and the Patriots at 7:30 or 8:30. Yep, that's today's scores.
So I want to say shout out to the Cowboys, of course, winning a spectacular game today. What's so funny? Spectacular game today. Shout out to Dak Prescott and the rest of the offense, Zeke Elliott. Shout out to Jerry Jones. I want to thank.
Is this the Cowboys episode? Or did we change the
I want to thank everybody all the Cowboys fans around the world who cheer for the Cowboys today. Make sure that we win these games. I'm so proud of the Cowboys Nation.
Still going.
Wait a minute. I just want to give my, one little shout out.
A little? Oh, that was little?
Yeah. So
okay.
Shout out to the Cowboys.
All right. Good job.
Show some love in the comments, wherever your team is. Win or lose. Go Eagles.
Yeah.
Go Steelers. We still going. It's 10 to 17.
You got a team?
We trying to make it happen.
Pittsburgh.
We got two Steelers fans. Yeah.
So,
Since
you was a kid, what made you become that Steelers fan, Mr. Hopson?
It's just one of those things where back in the day, when you're my age, I'm saying back in the day.
Yeah.
All you had was two teams, and that was Dallas and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So pretty much you pick either or. Pittsburgh is, I like Pittsburgh because of their the logo on one side of the hill.
One side, that's different. No cheerleaders.
They like the Bulls of the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, listen though, so cause we were talking about rivalries last year, and we didn't even. I wasn't born. Last episode, so I wasn't born for that little rivalry. It was like right before I was born.
Cowboys and
the Cowboys, and because that was it right there. They was going to the Super Bowl and going at it against each other.
They got the biggest fan base out there. Probably both.
Cause they had Roger Staubach back then.
Mm-hmm.
We had They probably do have the two biggest followings. And when you're talking about
especially in our area, a lot of Steelers fans in our area because they're so close.
Yeah,
a lot of them don't want to be Browns fans, so they chose the Steelers,
right?
Which is
or Lions fans either.
Yeah, or Lions fans.
Somebody gave me a starting. It was Aunt Gigi. She gave me a starting lineup toy. Me and Joe Green.
Oh yeah, that's what gave you the.
That's what made me like the Steelers. And Daddy told me, he was like, "Do you know who me and Joe Green is?" And then it was that commercial too. Like they was rerunning that Pepsi commercial, Coke commercial, whatever.
Yeah,
it was one of them.
It was Pepsi.
But like he was nice. I would feel like being super nice to a fan, but he was huge and just dominating. Like, oh, man, hold on. And then they called him the Steel Curtain. And then they won 4 out of 5 Super Bowls in 5 years straight. I'm like, okay, this is my team. And I was like 10 at the time, so it had to happen.
Then they kind of relaxed a little bit.
They didn't
actually, Steelers been. They don't have. Steelers is the type of organization. They don't have a consistent losing season. Like the Cowboys been losing since like 94, 95.
Ever since they beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in 95 we won. That's our last Super Bowl that we won. So ever since then, they've been having bad seasons. Steelers will have a few bad seasons, then bounce back and go to a Super Bowl
or
make the playoffs, make to the AFC championships. It's just they're a very consistent organization. They've been having. They only had 3 coaches in the last 60 years.
Right.
So that's a
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and now and Mike Tomlin.
Now it's time for another one.
And they don't get fired. They just retire.
Yeah, they retire. Just like same with the quarterbacks. Well, I don't know about some. Well, with Ben, yeah, but some of the quarterbacks in the last before Ben got there was kind of.
Yeah, they were
Cordell Stewart,
but they stuck with him.
Yeah, they did.
And then they were like, okay, well, you may not make it to Charlie Batch was the quarterback for a couple seasons. They stuck with him. You know what I mean? And it's like they try to hire from within. Or do it through free agency until they can get a draft. They don't really make big moves to get people there. They do it through drafting.
Right.
And so and they'll cut people in a minute if you ain't acting right. As Mike Wallace,
Antonio
Randall
Brown.
L., Antonio Brown, they all were like, okay, bye.
Yeah. They protect their quarterback more ways than one. They protect their organization more ways than one. Mm-hmm. That's why I respect the Steelers, even though I'm a rival. But that comes from the rivalry, though. You gotta respect that rival respect.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Hopson Elite, the AAU team. Oh, it's not just a team. You have more than one team.
The
program,
teams, 9 teams. The last couple of seasons we've had 9 teams, and this year we'll start 3rd and 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade.
Okay.
The past couple of years we went from 7th grade up to 11th grade. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go down 3rd and 4th grade will play together, 5th will play by themselves, and 6th will play by themselves. So
they'll stop at the 6th grade.
No, we keep going. We still go to 7th, 8th, but I'm just saying this year will be the start of us going with the 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th grade. We started last year from 7th grade on up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're just going to drop down a little bit and give everybody an opportunity to play. Because again, I think the city of Toledo has been thirsty for some years in regards to trying to find the talent that it used to have some years back.
Right.
Now, granted, this year, you got a couple guys. You got 3 or 4 local guys that's being recruited mid to high major. So hopefully we're getting on the right track, man, and go back to old school where we had a lot of players coming in and out, coming out of the city, playing major sports. Yeah. Because that's what it's all about. If we can help parents, man, in regards to not paying for schooling, it does wonders, and plus it puts Toledo back on the map.
Right.
How at this time, and it's I know back in the old days, you coming to basketball was your outlet, going to the parks, getting out there balling. I just recently saw somebody put a picture up of I think it was Truman Clay balling at Smith Park.
Okay.
So that was important to keep you young guys off the streets and yielding y'all towards something positive. How do you try to manifest that in the AAU and try to show these young men or try to recruit young men to come on and turn from that street because they need to do something positive? And how are they accepting it? Like, does it seem like basketball like it used to be to get people off the streets and get them to go a different kind of way?
It's tough now. I mean, and hopefully we can make a 360-degree turn and get this thing back in order. But, it's not like it used to be. Kids just have more distractions than what we had back in the day. Right. We never had the video games. We never had the social media. We never had any of that. So, and if their parents were like my parents, my dad wasn't going to let me stay in the house at a young age. He would always say, staying in the house is for little girls. You need to get outside and play. And he meant that. You weren't going to stay up in your room. And now, if you look at a kid nowadays, they can sit up in their room all day.
All day.
This is being out of school and just sit up there from time they get up until it's time to go to bed. They'll stay in their bedroom. Mom and dad, they weren't going to have that. So I think the big thing is, like you said, to try to get these kids an outlet. Now, I look at the whole AAU circuit just like you saw Truman Clater down playing at the park. We didn't have AAU.
Right.
Okay.
That was our AAU.
That was our AAU. Okay. Now the thing is that you don't see kids at the parks nowadays. Why? Because it's too hot outside. But we didn't know how hot it was when we played. You'd be on the asphalt, and the asphalt it's going to be 110 degrees.
Right.
Okay. So now you take the AAU piece and they can practice inside. So that's a little more convenient for them. But at the end of the day, it's not about the game, but it's what the game can do for you.
Right.
And I can sit here and be honest with 3 men and whoever is listening to this broadcast here. Had it not been for basketball, I wouldn't have went to school either. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. It's just something that basketball just kind of paved the way. Free scholarship to Ohio State University. Had I not gotten that, I would have probably been working at like a Jeep. But I know me, I'm a worker. So I would probably be at the age of 56, I would probably be almost ready to retire too, because I probably would have got started right out of high school.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I think, when parents, mentors, teachers, whatever you want to call us, we provide the opportunity, and like I tell the kids, it's your job to take the opportunity and make the most of it.
Right.
And I just don't think a lot of kids do that. Now, granted, again, outside of social media, we were just talking. You should never ever tell your kids no in regard to, hey, mom, can you take me to the basketball court? Or, hey, mom, can you get me to practice? Some parents will say, no, we can't do that. I'm not going over there. That's too far.
Right.
No, it's not too far for your kid.
Right.
If I told you that I had $1 million for you on the other side of town, you're going to jump in the car and you're going to race over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, my thing is, like I tell my girl, we get him where he needs to go. Then when he gets older, he can't be one of those grown-ups saying, well, my mom and dad never gave me this, or my mom and dad never allowed me the opportunity to do this.
Right.
So it's our job to provide the opportunities, and it's the kids' job to take full advantage of the opportunities that they get.
Exactly.
When you talk about the opportunities like that, and how our parents kind of pushed us, or your parents kind of pushed us into that direction as far as like getting out and getting into sports, do you have that same support system now?
I don't think you have the support system. Again, a lot of it is, I think, again, and I'm gonna say Toledo versus LA.
Okay.
Now, yeah, it might take you 2 hours to go 10 minutes in LA because it's so big in the traffic.
Right.
You can get anywhere you want to in Toledo, Ohio in 25 minutes. That's the way I look at it. Okay, but I just think again, parents need to focus on allowing their kids to do things, especially if the kids want to do it. Right. If they want to do it, give them that opportunity to do it. So no, you're right. I mean, JC, back in the day, man, my schedule was mapped out. I would go to like 3 or 4 different basketball camps every summer. He would drop me off on a Sunday. I stayed all the way to Thursday. He would come back and pick me up on a Friday. Okay, when awards day. Right. Every summer. I mean, that's just what it was. But you don't see parents doing that today. And again, I just think it's our job to give them the opportunities. And I mean that. I'm serious about that.
And opportunities are out there. I see plenty of basketball camps and free clinics for the kids to come. So, it's not it's not there.
I think what we're seeing though is the generational gap, because we were raised by the baby boomers. You know what I mean? The baby boomers were raised by the military people. And so they were strict about their regimens and rules and stuff and punishments and all of that. And then so when Generation X has these kids, you're like, nah, I ain't about to whoop my kids. I ain't about to be all strict. I'm going to be their best friends. You know what I'm saying? And then they get to the point where it's like, oh, well, I do so much for you, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for what you want to do.
Or is I got to work. Like mom and dad has to work. And we work on the same schedule. Like we work after school, so we can't get you to these these
you can't do it.
These open gyms and these tryouts, or take you to travel basketball.
Or we can't come support you at your game.
That's the other thing.
And that is, you want your parents at your game. You want somebody rooting on.
I mean, I've talked to some principals at different schools around town. And they've said multiple times that I've never met the parents of some of these kids in the 4 years that they've been here playing a sport. You know, so like you said, that whole support piece is just big, and we want more from our kids, but we don't want to do what we need to do for the kids. And it's just unfortunate because, like I say, I posted it last week. Man, my mom and dad have been married for 70 years.
Saw that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm the baby of 5, and I'm 56 years old. I got a sister almost 70. You know what I mean? So all I know is family and love. That's just what it is. Now, it's unfortunate that a lot of the kids just don't get that, and that's what these kids are looking for. They're looking for love. That's what they want.
Yeah, and basketball is a huge outlet too. Like even with me growing up, like my dad was he supported me as far as playing basketball, but because he preached a lot, like I didn't have nobody to go to, so I went to basketball. My basketball coaches, Coach Crumby, Coach Ben Williams, they're the ones that kind of like, okay.
Coach Cornell Talley.
Yeah, Coach Talley, it was huge.
Yeah.
Because that's when my father was really into evangelizing and stuff and traveling. Coach Talley was one of the ones who said, your dad gave you the outline and the blueprint of basketball on how to shoot. I'm going to give you the knowledge of how to play the game.
That's right.
So I think coaching plays a huge part. When you have coaches like you and coaches like Sandy Brown, who takes out the time and teach the kids the actual game, not just to play the game, but to understand the game.
That's right.
That's huge. That's how I was taught basketball. Like right now, I believe I can coach basketball just because of how much I've been around it for so long.
And that comes from the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. There's all kinds of different people in the village. It's the coaches and the teachers and the doctors and the plumbers and the electricians. Teach somebody everything. Everybody gonna play ball.
Right,
you know, that's we got to practice more coming together in our community.
And it used to even be, the village back in the day. You had the drug dealers and the gangsters or whatever. They would watch out and look out for
they would tell you go to practice, right?
Listen, go to practice. You don't be out here with us.
Listen, I don't want to put Jimmy's business out there, but Jimmy was taken care of by those drug dealers. He said, "Don't worry about the streets. No,
we got you. Ain't nobody.
Go to school. Go to practice. You need shoes. We'll pay for your shoes." They supported him because they saw the potential in him. Even if we don't have those drug dealers now, but we should have those adults who say, "Hey, don't worry about this. We'll take care of that. You just worry about your education." Jerry Easter Jr. is probably one of those kids who's taken care of by the community because he's so talented, and they look at him like, "Hey, this kid has something." So his parents, his uncles, and his family friends take care of him and say, "Hey, we support you. Let's go." We just need more of that.
Yeah, because it's funny because that's the other thing. Don't wait till you see what the person's going to be.
Yeah.
Right. before you want to start jumping on board.
Right,
At the end of the
exactly.
day, you don't know who he's going to be or who she's going to be.
Right.
But you do your part. You do your part in trying to influence or give them some type of direction.
Right.
Versus letting them just free flow on their own. I mean, because if you got a 10, 11, 12-year-old mind, they're just not as sharp as what our minds are going to be. So they need direction.
And they sometimes be all over the place.
That's right. Exactly.
You know, so you want to give them to focus their energy on what they're good at, their talent, and let them flourish from
That's
there.
right. That's right. Yeah, but don't try to jump on board after you see what they're going to be. That's just like an investment. Oh, I got this nice investment for you. Oh, you want to get on board after a person making $60 million? No, you got to get in from the beginning. You know,
absolutely.
That's where it all counts.
That's when you're gonna be remembered.
That's right.
I'm not gonna remember nobody when I'm up and they come up now.
Yeah.
I remember when we was struggling,
Fighting together.
Man,
That's
just
right.
like, man, how we gonna pay these bills? How we gonna get this done around here?
That's
Right.
That's the struggle. That's the heart of the grind. That's what make you appreciate the whole coming up and the whole getting drafted and becoming
There you go.
a local
There you go.
figure.
There
You
you
know,
go. There
and
you
your
go.
community accepting you when you come back home.
There you go. And I think the other thing too is that, you know, kids nowadays they got two things on their mind: the sport or some type of entertainment, rapping or something.
Yep.
You know, and they don't understand that there's so many other ways and directions you can go in and be very, very you know, meaningful. It could be very meaningful for you. You know what I mean? Versus you focusing on one thing. You know, go out there. I'm not gonna say experiment, but experiment on what it is and see. Yeah, you never know, because this whole sporting piece, it's not for everybody, and then it's not long term anyway.
Right,
You know, it's
not at all.
It's all short term.
What's the probability or the percentage of somebody from Toledo making it to the NBA?
It's tough. It's
very tough.
You got a better chance of winning the lottery.
I think it's like, what is it, 1 or 2%? Period. Like,
period, because it's only 380 NBA players.
Yeah.
Right. It's only 4,500 Division I players, basketball players. You know, and you're talking about a big world where now you have the Europeans coming over here taking jobs. So at the end of the day, man, just you use it like you talked about as a tool. Take it as far as you can take it to get something out of it, but more importantly, just learn from the experiences and the people that you've met along your journey. And whatever it is that you decide.
Because you may be learning this whole journey to teach somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
That's exactly what, as far as I was saying, like, I didn't make it because, you know, partly because of injuries and partly because I didn't think that I could.
right.
But the knowledge that I've learned along the way, I can help somebody else make it or become the best player they can become, just because of experience and what I was taught from my dad, from watching, from you, from Jimmy, just from different figures from different people in my life.
See, the thing is about team sports though is like, even if you don't make it doing that sport or doing that whatever, it teaches you so much.
That's what I mean.
It teaches you so much to be on a team and have to, you know, be held accountable and have somebody depend on you and all of those things, especially with not to say anything about basketball. But football is like, you have to have. You can't just have one dude taking over the game.
that you have to take on.
Everybody
Otherwise,
has to do their part, flat out, or it's just not going to work.
If I'm snapping the ball, I can't just pick it up and throw it. I gotta give it to the quarterback.
Right. So you got to know your role.
Taking over the game. Well, that's illegal, and he's out of the game for sure.
I got this play, coach. Don't worry about it.
So it's like, it's a certain aspect of team sports, even the conditioning. It's like teaches you perseverance and not quitting and all those things that are just you got to be a man for sure.
That kept me motivated in sports. I'll be honest with you. When I was at Robson playing basketball, Ziggy kept me motivated because he was doing the workouts, and I was like, well, you know, just seeing that as teamwork is like, wow. You know, that your team pushes you to be better.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And Ziggy was balling out for sure.
Yeah, he was. Like, no, but I need to step my game up.
Ziggy?
Yeah.
Ziggy could ball.
I know he can ball. I'm saying, like.
But I remember I met him on the football field.
Right.
He was a big football guy, but like, he could actually ball. But team sports is huge, and I like what's happening with local sports, like what you're doing with the AAU. And it was like, back in the day, it had kind of just started back then with the AAU, and they had the McDonald's Classic was starting to kind of pick up and be huge.
So when did we get AAU here? When did it really officially come to Toledo?
I mean, it's been around for years, but it just wasn't when back in the day when we were playing. Like these kids, again, like the Fall League. I'm just coming from the Fall League. Okay, it started last month, the beginning of the month, and it will end October 17th.
Right.
Okay, so again, they come together on Sunday. These are just kids. We put them on different teams. They come together and they play 2 games a Sunday. So they're constantly playing basketball. We just didn't do it, but we did it outside.
Okay.
You know, like you touched on earlier, that was our AAU outside. Where you saw Truman, that was our AAU. You know, but the kids nowadays, they travel. We on the road. We might be in Indiana. We might be in Michigan. We might be wherever, Chicago, on the weekends, and they playing maybe 10 games a weekend. You know, so they're getting a lot of reps under their belt.
That's what's important.
You know?
The reps.
It's just one of those things where they're getting a lot of opportunities. We would just like to see more kids actively involved in it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, I think when I was in high school, Chico Vaughn was,
Did the basketball camp.
Had the camps.
had the camps, and that was basically AAU.
But they did Upper Bound and
NYSP and
NYSP
that had, and
There's a lot to do in basketball.
Marquise got invited to some AAU stuff. They used to go around playing.
Yeah.
They used to travel like it was a travel league, but you would play like, that's how they would play like Ron Mercer and them in Oak Hill and the people but it was just kind of this area though, the Midwest area.
That a lot of parents were scared of because they didn't have that money to put them into, and it was just starts. So when they hear that money, I need $65, $80 to be part of that. That was a lot of money.
Yeah, but you got to pay for the kids travel and all of that. But like they were constantly playing. I think that's when it started. It was like early 90s, or mid 90s.
It was before that, but it became
recognizable to us.
Like recognized in Toledo.
Because McDonald's got involved with the All-American thing, and then that became like an AAU all within itself. And then they would pick people who were on those squads to be in the All-Star games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to move to talk about the NBA. We talked about working as a team. Now there's a NBA vaccine protocol, and you got players like Kyrie and
Wiggins.
And Andrew Wiggins, who refused to take the vaccine. Now they're saying that they won't be able to play in those home games. How do you feel? Like Shaq said, just get rid of them.
Yeah. Okay. Just here's how I feel, man. I feel that sometimes these guys use their leverage the wrong way. Okay. Like Kyrie, I watched something on Kyrie. Kyrie is quick. He's quick to say, I don't have to tell you if I took the shot or not. Well, what's the secret?
Right.
I mean, either you took the shot or you didn't take the shot. Okay, but at the end of the day, what happens is now you got a committed team. They went out and built this team, and I'm just talking about Brooklyn. And they made it out of the three big guys. Okay. You pull stunts like this, and I'm an owner, and it's like, look, we built this team trying to win a championship.
Right.
And you're pulling this stunt. Now you can't play in any home games. You know, where is your commitment to us? We made a commitment to you, and they're making a ton of money. Anytime somebody's making $100 and some $1,000 a game, that's a lot of money. Okay, for you to be playing around talking about, oh, I don't have to tell you if I took the shot. I shouldn't have to tell you. What's the secret?
Right.
You know, what's the secret? Either you took it or you did. I'm like Shaq, man. I'm like Shaq. You know why? And I'm gonna tell you why. Back in the day, the owners controlled their teams.
Right.
Okay. Well, somewhere along the line, it flipped. Now the players is controlling it.
Yeah.
And what I don't like is that being that they're in control, they're using it the wrong way.
Right.
They're just trying to milk the system. So yeah, I mean, I have a problem with that. I do, especially when you're making all this money.
Right. I saw LeBron say, you know, he's taking the vaccine to protect his family and the people around him and his team. Which is that's what you're supposed to do, but he refused to say, "Hey, I think we all should take the vaccine." I don't like he'll use his voice to influence every other aspect of the game, like you said, to control the team, to control who's going to be on the team, to say, "I want this player to be on the team," or I don't want this player. Cut this player. Get rid of Kyle Kuzma.
What if he would have brought Kyrie over to LA?
No, it's not even about that. How about saying, hey, we all need to take responsibility because we are traveling to 41 in 41 different games to be in contact with all these people who we don't know have the vaccine, have COVID or not. So it's our responsibility as players to say, hey, let's take the vaccine. I think LeBron should have stood up and said.
I think he said that by taking the vaccine.
I think if he does come out and say it,
he don't want that responsibility of carrying that on him. But
why? Okay, why not take on that Why not take on that responsibility?
But you're taking on all the other ones.
All the other responsibilities. Even the more crucial voice saying that I support the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is about this though, is that okay? Like Harold said, like he is kind of saying it by saying, hey, I took the vaccine, but then if he's saying at this point you should take the vaccine, then he's kind of drawing a line in the sand and saying that this is a side I'm on. And then I think at that point you kind of, you creating a division
I think he
within the system.
As possible.
Yeah, you want to be neutral as possible. So this is my decision.
Right.
I'm the guy here, and so you guys have families and players, so you definitely should. But he's not saying that.
Right.
He's saying that he did that. He's trying to do it with his actions, I believe. Because if you do it, if you say it would be controversial, and I think is divisive. It has the potential to be divisive, but because it is your decision. You know what I mean? It's a personal decision.
If I was in that position where I was traveling with a team and I signed a contract with a league, I would take the shot. You know what I'm saying? Because we had this agreement. I don't want to lose $8.9 million.
No, you losing half of your salary,
right? And then
because of that.
Then what if you go to other arenas that don't want you in there because you haven't been vaccinated?
Right.
So
there's
it
other
might not
states.
be home games only that you missing. Then they might cut it to some other money. And I just think it's
isn't it California? Yeah.
So it's a different kind
you're
of
hurting
feel.
yourself, you're hurting the team.
Yeah, it's just now, and we're not talking about Lords, but it's my team.
Because I was about to ask you about your team.
Three quarters of the guys, they don't have it,
right?
And they will fight. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. And if I'm sure if it was mandatory,
right,
someone would probably say, "Well, I'm not going to play." But my thing is educate yourself on what it is.
Yeah.
You know what? Before you start saying, before you start listening to somebody or a parent, unless they're a doctor or something, understand what it is. But to hear somebody talking about, well, they're putting a chip in your body and this and well, you walk around with your cell phone all day. If they want you, they sitting there watching you right now.
All day.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Voluntarily grabbing the chip every time you go somewhere.
Yeah, right. So, don't not want to do it because of what you're hearing. Sit down and talk to somebody that's educated about it, and then if you don't feel like doing it because you really understand it, then don't do it. Don't do it.
Educate yourself.
Yeah, educate yourself on it. Yeah.
Don't go by
brainwashed by somebody.
Conspiracy theories and all this crazy stuff. Like really educate yourself. Like we educate ourselves on everything else. We go on YouTube and find information about everything else.
That's right.
Why not find information? Go to a local doctor.
That's right.
And go to your family doctor and say, hey, I want to know all the information I need to know about the vaccine so I can know for sure for myself. That's all that needs to be done. Kyrie, on the other hand, he's a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, all the way around he is.
Flat earther.
Yeah, the flat earth theory and all this other stuff. He's on this wokeness, which I don't shoot it. I don't knock
attention more than
no. That's what it is though.
There's such thing as insomnia. Like you can be awake for too long.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
his case. Like he too woke.
You too woke. Yeah, go.
He on
take
some
a nap.
no-dose. Like
no, but
5 hour energy.
That's what it is with him. It's like he's on this woke theory, and it's ruining. Is ruining his career.
Yeah,
it is
because it happened in Boston.
Yeah, it is.
It happened in Cleveland.
Yeah,
it happened in Boston. Now it's happening in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and it's just like I say, don't act like that just because you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's where I have a problem with it. At the end of the day, like you said, if you don't want to take the shot, but I don't want to tell you. That there, I don't understand. I don't want to tell you.
They can find out if they want to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Medical records.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I mean, it is a HIPAA violation to just go in and grab that information out. But I mean, you are under contract with a team. They are monitoring your health constantly, and
they can't expose it.
No, they can't expose, but I don't even think they can get into it. I'm not sure though, but I don't think they can legally get into it. But
we're talking about an organization.
You work for this organization who's paying you millions of dollars to do your job, and this man takes, personal health days, misses games. Like I can understand. Practice. Talking about practice. Allen Iverson said it perfectly. You know what I mean? But he put his heart on the line, his health on the line, his self on the line every game. He was not missing games.
Right.
He just wasn't going all out in practice. Right. But this guy won't even show up to the games.
Yeah, like that.
What are you doing?
Like you're right. Take what? Was it 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks.
Right, mental health break.
That wasn't heard of when you was in the league.
No, not at all.
You better
even the other players would be like, hey, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Like, come on,
don't
man.
do that just because you can do that.
Right.
You think you can do that? It's just not right, man. You got. And again, now when you talk about role models and people, a lot of kids liking him. Right. And these kids seeing him do stuff like this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, man, you gotta live for who you are. Right. But come on, man, you still like Charles. You still, man, are a role model.
You can't, even if you don't want to be. You still are.
Yeah, you still are. Yeah, and just like you say, take 3 weeks. People looking for you. They don't know where you are. And you got issues. It's just, I don't know.
And just think about the kids who came to the game to see Kyrie Irving play.
Right.
I came to the game man, and now I'm crying because Kyrie don't want to show up. Yeah. My son is heartbroken. Because this is Kyrie's favorite player.
I was heartbroken when I went to see LeBron play in Cleveland, and he set out that game. It was because they had a big game with Steph Curry and them, and he set out.
He set out because of what do you call that now?
Load management.
Load management. I went to see LeBron in Detroit when they played the Pistons. I think it was the first season they had Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah,
and he set out. I'm like, come on.
That's right they played.
When he played for the Lakers.
Christmas.
When he played for the Lakers, his first year with the Lakers.
Oh, with the Lakers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he set out for load management. I'm like, come on.
They wasn't doing load management back when I saw him play because he was still on. Was he on? Yeah, he was still on Cleveland. Were you at the game?
Which one?
When Amari danced and the dance
I didn't go. I didn't get to go. But that was. I guess that was right before load management because they was playing all the games. Well, load management been around. Like the coach Popovich has been using that for a while with Tim Duncan.
It was. But he was the
only people didn't know that he was doing that.
Right. He was the only player that he was using that for. That was a special treatment for Tim Duncan because he was older and they knew he had some ailments in his back and
everybody else saw.
Kawhi Leonard saw that. Yeah. And that's when Kawhi said, "Hey, I got knee problems. What can I do the same thing?" Now the whole league,
everybody does it.
Is doing this now.
I share something with you guys, man. We're playing with Mike, man. Okay.
I was hoping you'd say something like that.
You guys know how he played, right?
Right.
Watch him on TV, whatever. Well, he played just like that in practice, the same way. He wasn't on cruise control. He played the same way.
Right.
PJ Phil used to tell him, "Hey, man, you need to take a day." Mike would never, ever take a day. Wow. He would you know why?
Why?
He would say, "Hey, if I take a day, then the other guys would think that they could take days."
See?
And that's why he played. That's why he played. He never set out of practice. He never
and then
set out of
Kyrie
practice.
Missing games.
Yeah, and he played the same way in practice that he played in the game. Hard.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah, and that was the upbringing that he had too as well. A lot of these players, they high school coaches and college coaches was babying them,
and they scared them. They scared them.
You know what? Mike never had that treatment because Mike wasn't that guy.
He wasn't.
Mike wasn't that guy in high school. He worked for it. He wasn't that guy in college. He had to work to be the best on that team.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So he took that same mentality of working to be better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Even though he was better than everybody else, he still worked as hard as the baddest player on the team.
There was no off season for
and that's
him.
why he could fuss at him.
Getting better.
That's why he can fuss at him on the court when they mess up or give him the dang.
Yeah, because he played hard. He was gonna give you his all.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people can't take that from LeBron because they take them load management days, they chill out. Yeah. LeBron probably been practicing in the ice tub.
Yeah, they do.
Practicing.
They do.
Yeah, so everybody trying to hear you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was him and Kyrie problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you lead by example. Even in a higher round, LeBron or Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, they are role models to other players in the league.
And that's why the load management thing kind of took off, is because you had the best players doing it.
Yeah.
And then now you have the whole league managing their players this way. And it's jipping. Well, some people weren't doing it. The Golden State Warriors weren't doing it because they messed around and won 170 or what was it, 73 games that season?
They played. I think they played that entire season that way without load management.
Yeah.
One of the players who I could say before he started acting funny was James Harden. He was one of the players who didn't take games off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he wanted to play an entire season because, one reason because he wanted to get the scoring title. Mm-hmm. Another reason he wanted to prove himself to be the best player, but not until he wanted to get traded. So we start taking games off and not coming to practice.
Well, I mean, you have to think, if you really think about it, he was already taking off half the game anyway when he was out there playing.
Oh, he wasn't playing defense.
Don't play defense. So he was already being kind of lazy at that point. But
no, but I mean, that it became a thing now. Like it's so annoying to. I want to go to a game and I want to see LeBron or Kyrie play, and they're not playing because of that.
It's disappointing.
It's funny that you said it too. That James doesn't play both ends like that. Mike was going to do up in you on defense, and he was going to try to go at you on offense. You know, the whole game.
That's rare that you see a player like that.
That's right.
Only player I can see that was like that is Kobe, who played hard on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, just insane. Well, some people, they did play hard on both ends of the floor, but their skill level didn't allow it to show that much.
Yeah.
But Mike and Kobe, they was just
elite on both ends.
But the thing is, offense is skill and all of that. You don't need that much skill to play defense.
You don't.
Skill is
hard
effort.
That's the skill on defense.
That's what it is.
Right.
Anybody can play defense if you just put the effort into it.
Because Dennis Rodman was terrible at basketball. But he had effort on defense.
If you think about it, if you're athletic enough to be dunking and crossing people up, you can definitely run and stick with somebody on defense.
Yeah.
But you don't want to put the effort in. And so when you look at Harden on highlights and stuff, you can just see there's so much lack of effort. Like,
he played basketball in low tops, so of course they're going.
Well, no, you don't want to slide in on low tops. Like, you can't slide in low tops.
But I was about to say, I forgot.
Oh wow! I'm sorry, it happens.
I got another question. With the men's basketball, Laura's basketball team, what do you see in the upcoming season? Like, how's the team?
Well, we talented, real talent. A lot of talent, I should say. We got a couple of D1 transfers.
Okay.
And then we got some experience coming back. I got 3 all-league players coming back. So we're talented, from the 1 all the way to the 5, and we're very, very deep as well. So I got 10 guys that can play. Okay, and then I got a couple extra that that's going to challenge for backups and that type of thing. But we're super, super talented. But the thing is that what makes me nervous this year is, again, like last year, is probably going to be like a roller coaster, inconsistent.
Right.
Last year we only played 14 games out of 30. Okay.
Oh, okay, right.
And this year, again, with 3/4 of the guys not being vaxxed, they get tested every single Friday.
Okay.
When I'm test positive, they got to sit. And they're going to go back to, who was he around? And depending on who he was around, which he's going to be around guys in practice, it's going to make it tough. So I guess I'm saying that to say this. It's probably going to be inconsistent from week to week as far as who I'm going to be playing. Because, I already had 3 or 4 guys in quarantine already.
Right.
This year, we just started practice.
Wow.
We just started practice last week. So again, it's one of those things, but on paper, a normal situation, we're gonna be super, super tough. We're gonna be super tough.
So do you guys play like other community colleges in the area, in the city?
Yeah, we're a regular 4-year school, so we don't play like Owens. Owens is a 2-year school.
Okay.
We play in the WAC conference, so the majority of the teams that we play in our league are from Michigan, and then UNOH is down in Lima. They're in our league, and then Indiana Tech over in Fort Wayne is in our league. So it's a great league. It's a great NAIA league. It's probably not as competitive as the Crossroads is, and that's tough. But we're probably the 2nd best league in the NAIA.
Oh, okay.
And at the end of the day, you got players like, again, I just got 2 D1 transfers.
Right.
So they started off on a D1 level and they came down to our level. So again, it's you got great players in the league. and you got great coaching in the league. So it's very, very competitive. Now the first year we were 21-10, 13-7 in the league. Last year we were 9-6, 7-3 in the league because we only played 14 games last year. So the first 2 years we've been pretty good, and I think we can sustain that this year. But the big thing is going to be the health and keeping everybody COVID free.
Right.
That's the big thing.
That's tough. Like dealing with COVID in these situations like this, because you don't know. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know who has it, who doesn't have it, and when they do get it, like the quarantine situation, who's going to play on your team this week or next week or next game, and it's tough for as a coach to deal with that, like the stress level. Like, do you handle that well, or how do you?
You know, it's funny. It's funny that you ask that question because people ask that question. And last year it was kind of tough because like you said, I have to handle myself, and then I have to handle 13, 14 young minds, players. And what I mean by that is, okay, coach, we practice today. Something happens where we can't practice for 5 days. We come back, we'll practice for 2 days. Something happens, we can't practice for 3 days. So it was like a roller coaster. And I got the more mature mind. And again, I'm dealing with immature minds. Yeah. That's a great question. It was difficult last year. It was super, super difficult. And I felt bad for the seniors because, again, those guys, now they got the year back this year if they wanted it back. But for them to only play 14 games out of 30 last year, it was tough on them. I mean, who wants to? Can you guys imagine if we were their age? That's never been like that before.
Right.
You know, you might have a sprained ankle or something like that to where you have to sit out, but your whole team, that's never ever happened before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's tough, man. Especially, like I said, if you're a senior, that was tough. That was tough.
And that inconsistency would throw me. You know what I mean? Not knowing if this game is going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get yourself mentally prepared to play, and then it just doesn't happen. It's a letdown.
That drags you as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Because and one of the other things, too, that kind of hurt them last year was they was practicing a lot. Like, we started off 6-0. All right, we started off 6-0. One of our guys got it. Okay, so we were down 3 games. Then the fourth game that we were getting ready to come back and play, somebody on their team had it.
Oh my God.
So see, that was 4 games in a row that we couldn't play, but they were still practicing.
Right.
So now they beating up on each other, and it's like, oh man, can we get something different?
Right.
They just got tired because they weren't playing no games.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. So yeah, Jesse, that was a great question, man. It's tough when you, again, I got to control me, and then I got to control 13 other ones.
Right.
And it was tough. It was tough.
Where do we go from here as far as sports? I just don't know. Like, how can sports move on from this? This is something we're going to be dealing with for the rest of time.
It's going to be something that you're probably going to be dealing with for the next 6 years. Okay, and here's the bad thing. I'm gonna talk about my level. I've been getting a lot of phone calls. Okay, let's say I looked at a kid when he was a sophomore in high school that he was pretty good. I started recruiting. Okay, coach might have said, well, Dennis, he might go a little higher than you. He might go a little higher than you because he's pretty good. Well, the same coaches that were saying that a couple years ago, they're calling me right now. You know why? Because the COVID has allowed guys an extra year if they want to come back. Okay, the transfer portal. It's got over 1,600 kids in there in the transfer portal. So I can go to my office tomorrow morning, I can click on and get on the transfer portal, and if I see something I like, I can make a phone call to that kid, okay? And he has experience. All right, and then you go with the junior college kids. So now that sophomore a couple years back, that was pretty decent player, all coaches calling now because ain't nobody recruiting. But they got so many other options to where they can get experience. You see what I'm saying? And that's what everybody want to go with. They want to go with experience.
And there's still a good tier of player that you can get.
Exactly.
Because that pool is so large.
There you go. But see, if you're not a 5-star kid now, to where you coming out and Kentucky wants you, oh man, it might be a little rough for you. It might be tough because everybody, like I said, 1,600 kids are transferring from different universities around. Okay. I'm going with experience before I go with a young kid, unless he's a 5-star kid. And I'm not getting a 5-star kid on my level. If he's 5-star, he going to Kentucky.
Right.
You know, that's North Carolina.
Why is the transfer pool so full? Is it because the NCAA about to start paying? Or allowed to get paid?
They picking schools and not paying attention to the big picture.
Right.
They might pick a school because the name going across the front of it. They might pick a school because they wear Nike versus Adidas.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a bigger picture than that.
Wow.
What type of offense you run? Who am I going to be playing with?
Right.
Can I go there and play? Hey, coach, how long are you going to be around? Are you plan on staying my whole 4 years that I'm here? How long is the athletic director going to be around? AD might leave. Okay, a new AD come in. He might want to fire the coach. I done fell in love with the coach.
Right.
Okay, that's why I picked it. There's so many things that you need to pay attention to when you commit to a school, so you can be happy at that school. You blow out your knee, are you still going to be happy at that school if I can't play basketball anymore?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
are you just will you be happy just being a
What
student?
kind of programs do they have?
Exactly, all that. They don't look at that. They look at the silly things, and it don't work out for them. And I want to transfer. I don't want to be here.
And that was funny because I was watching college football yesterday, and I kept hearing them talk about so many players. Well, he's a transfer from here, and the other he's a transfer. So like, that was unheard of. You go to school. I would like to go to another school.
You want to know why though? Part of the reason is because a lot of people know what everybody's able to do, so these transfers are being accepted. It's like you can search these players and they'll have YouTube highlight videos. You didn't have that at first.
Yeah.
So there was no way you could even know who was coming. Transfer? I don't know anything about you. I didn't recruit you.
Right.
You don't have to have a recruiter nowadays to know a player. You know what I mean? You can just go on YouTube. Oh, this guy wants to come over here.
Yeah.
That's what the portal is. That's what I'm saying. I can sit right at my desk.
It's
And they got
videos.
videos of highlights.
I would know. See that? I'll go in and I'll see the name, right? Then I'll log into my Synergy account.
Okay.
Synergy is where we do all of our scouting. Okay. So I'll just go to the last team he played for, and I can sit at my office. I can sit in my office all day and watch film on this kid
They'll
all
have
day
film.
long.
Yeah, it's so
Boom.
easy now to just look
Makes
at
it
people
easy.
now.
So if you're not a big time high school kid coming out, that's why now your coach is called. Hey, Dennis, I got some players. Are you gonna come to open gym? Why don't you come and see what I got? You know.
You know, I'm working the transfer
It's
pool
tough.
right
Yeah,
now.
I'm working the transfer.
Like, coach, I don't like to run a motion offense. I want to run a 1-4 offense. So I have the ball in my hand most of the time.
Again, you got to figure out what your needs are and what you want. And if it's something that you don't want, then more than likely that school is not going to be for you. Go somewhere else. Don't go to that school just because everybody wants you to. Don't go to Ohio State just because everybody in Ohio likes Ohio State.
Or your parents.
Exactly. Go where you're going to be happy. That's where you want to be.
And that's another thing too. It's like you don't necessarily need to go to these huge schools to get exposure anymore.
Not at all.
You can get it other ways just because of the social media age now. Everybody's got a page. Every school's got a page. It's easy to find people. So, you know, you don't have to be on this huge stage just to be recognized now.
Right. Speaking of huge stage, we got about 5-6 minutes left. So we're gonna talk about next week's football picks.
Hey, before we do that, can I give a shout out to the Rockets?
No, you can't. 45 to what?
45 to zip.
Yeah, UT Rockets. Yeah,
Who we
football
talking
team.
about?
UMass. UT Rockets beat UMass 45.
Shout
What?
out to the Rock. 45
Did
zip.
they? Wow.
45-0. I thought it was 45-7. I think they scored one last touchdown.
No, they didn't. I thought it was zero.
It was zero? Okay.
I think, yeah.
All right.
That's a shame.
Shout out to the Rockets.
That's good
They've been
for the
close. They've been close.
Yeah, that's awesome for the Rockets. But I'm just saying, it's a shame to be blown out like that.
Today was Toledo Mud Hens' last home game for the year, so I didn't check the score
Not
on
gonna
that.
get to any games. I wanted to get to a game this year, but not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's been tough. They've been sending me texts all week about coming to this last game,
Oh, really?
but we got the show on Sunday night, so we can't go.
The do a show from there.
No, we could. That could be a thing.
Yeah,
But
next season maybe.
let's do a quick football pick for next week. I got the schedule in front of me now, so I'll go around the room. Green Bay at Cincinnati.
Oh.
Who you got, Jason?
I'm gonna go with. I want Green Bay to win, but I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. I think they're going to win.
Clyde, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Green Bay 14-7 over the back.
Oh, you
you
got
got
a score and
points.
everying. Okay.
I mean, I've been watching them play. I figured that Ben ain't,
We're not talking about the Steelers here.
I just looked at it.
You just got sacked. Yeah.
14-7 Green Bay over the Bengals.
Okay. Dennis, who you got?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Okay, I got Green Bay too.
Oh, everybody but me. All right.
Next week, Steelers play the Broncos at home. Steelers at home. Denver coming to Pittsburgh to play. I'll do my first pick. I'll do my pick. I'm going with the Broncos are 3-0.
Okay.
I'm going with the Steelers.
They're 4-0 now, right?
Well,
did they win today?
I think so.
Okay, well, I'm going with the Steelers. I think they're going to pull an upset. Ben's going to have his best game of the year. 4 touchdown passes.
Oh,
he needs it.
I like that. I like that pick.
He needs it. He needs it.
I like that.
I got to
pick.
go with the Steelers though. I got to stay true to.
I'm
my
not,
favorite team.
I'm not gonna go against the Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think the Steelers gonna play good against them. They might lose. It might be like 21-17, but the Broncos gonna take it. That's how I feel.
I mean, I'm worried.
Worried?
I'm picking the Steelers because I'm a Steelers fan, but look at this.
we watching the game, so
I don't think it's gonna be any different.
All right, well, I'm gonna do a couple more. The Browns, I'm gonna do the Eagles, the Browns, and the Cowboys.
Okay.
So Eagles play Panthers in Carolina. You got the 3-1 Panthers and the 1-3 Eagles. I'm going with the Panthers. 42 to 14.
Where's the game?
In Carolina.
They're playing the Eagles.
And yep.
It's in Carolina. I got to go with Carolina.
Well, you know, I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm going with Philly.
What's the score?
27.
I don't
27-14.
I don't think y'all can put up 27 points, Jason.
Oh,
I'm going with the Carolina Panthers, and I'm gonna say it's 34-17.
34-17. All right, we got the Browns at San Diego. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm still going with the Browns. They playing good this year. 3-1. San Diego plays tomorrow against the Raiders. So
what's San Diego's record?
Chargers are 2-1. They only lost to the Cowboys.
I'm going.
Did
with
they
the
finish
Browns.
today?
I'm going to.
They
Browns.
play tomorrow.
I like how they playing pretty good.
I like how Cleveland playing
Yeah,
too,
they're
but
playing pretty good.
I think San Diego. They going to do San Diego.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it to San Diego.
So San Diego's quarterback, that Justin Herbert, the new guy.
Yep.
No way. The
No
Browns.
way. Yeah, Browns. Yeah.
The Browns. Their defense is insane, and the offense is high powered.
They are good. I have been impressed with the Browns this season, but I would just think with what San Diego been going through the season, they're gonna be home and they're gonna try to show out.
It's gonna be a defensive game.
Yes, and
so when you have
Cleveland's defense is insane.
It's insane. But so is the Chargers got a good. Oh, it's not insane.
I
They
don't
got
know
a
because
good defense.
we put up some good numbers against the Chargers.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Even though we have a top 4 offense, so that could be it.
They got a pretty good offense too. The Browns.
Yeah. With what's the name back? Odell Beckham back. Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
It's Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt,
the
best
the backfield.
back duel.
Rushing.
Yeah.
They run more than anybody.
The best back duel besides Zeke and. What y'all laughing?
I'm just saying.
Okay. Anyway, let's moving right along.
Cowboys, oriented today.
Moving right along, we are 3-1. The Cowboys are home again against the Giants. 1-3 Giants at home. We play on Fox Prime game of the week. The Cowboys win 28-14.
You making it that close?
Yes, because the Giants they've been losing, so they're gonna put up a fight.
Giants off field goal. I'll give it to.
No?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'll give it to the Cowboys like 28-10.
Yeah.
I don't
want the Cowboys as well.
They're not going to score any touchdowns. I don't think it's going to be all field goals.
Oh, the Giants.
The Giants.
They
They're not
that
gonna
bad?
score.
Off field goal.
Is Barkley
They're
not
gonna be all field
playing?
goals. Barkley playing. He was like what 17 rushes for 52 yards at halftime.
What?
Yeah,
That's
so
not bad.
It's not bad, but that's all they got.
Yeah.
And so if you can't in on it, you're not going to do anything else. They can't score with that. So yeah, they're going to be red zone hungry. They're not going to score touchdowns. I don't think. I don't have a score, but that's definitely my prediction. No touchdowns for the Giants.
It's rough going into Dallas, being a team like the Giants expecting.
I'm saying it's going to be a blowout. They're going to have a lot of points. The Giants going to have a lot of points, and the Cowboys going to have a lot of points.
We might be more than 28. I mean, we put
up.
up 44 against Carolina today.
Right.
And Carolina's a good team. Mm-hmm. They have one of the best defenses.
They put up a lot of points every week.
Every week, yeah.
Yeah.
Against Tampa Bay, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay's got a decent defense.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the only game that we lost so far. So Cowboys to the Super Bowl against but yeah, I think we got a good year this year. NBA, who going to the finals?
Lakers.
Clyde?
Lakers.
Yeah, I think we all in agreement with the Lakers.
Hopefully.
So who's going on the East?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
So I don't know.
Not the
East.
I got Brooklyn in the
What
East.
about Philly?
I don't know.
What about the Bucks?
It's too much turmoil in Philly right
There's a
now.
lot of turmoil. Yeah. What about the Bucks?
They not strong enough.
They were strong enough last year in the East?
No, that's because
The diminished.
James Harden was hurt. And Kyrie didn't play in the finals.
So what's Kyrie going to do now?
Kyrie still will play. He'll play the away games, which was they probably need him more.
Man, so he gonna play no home playoff games?
No,
right? Oh, they ain't no way.
It be Game 7.
They don't need him.
Losing the first round if they make it. If this happens,
no, they don't need him.
You're right.
They don't need him at home.
He's not a point guard.
He's not. They got James Harden for that.
He's a scorer. He wants to shoot.
When the NBA started pretty soon, in what, 2 weeks?
Actually, the first preseason game is today.
Because they only practice a week before they get into preseason. They only practice 5 days. So they
first preseason is today. I don't think it's televised locally. So
did I see this right though? That they have Westbrook, Anthony, DeAndre Jordan
in LA.
Yeah,
you read that.
They still got Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan. I just saw DeAndre Jordan.
He just re-signed with them, with LA.
Okay, so
with the Lakers.
I know he's a 5, but what is AD gonna play?
4.
AD hates playing 5.
Yeah, he wants to play the 4 so he can move around a little more.
All right,
He hates playing 5. He said, "Please don't."
The starting
play me
lineup will be Rondo at the 1, Westbrook at the 2, LeBron at the 3, AD at the 4. You got Dwight Howard or DeAndre Jordan at the 5.
I'm starting Jordan more.
No, I'm starting Howard.
I want Howard on team.
Yeah, you know why? Because Howard's gonna get. It's hard to get him motivated. So I want him on the floor with me. If I'm LeBron, I want Howard on the floor with me.
He's gonna be on the floor
to get started.
I thought he did a nice job when they were in the bubble.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I thought
he played behind AD, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, LeBron is gonna be out there with Team 2 sometimes. You know what I mean?
I don't know so much now that you got Carmelo.
Somebody gonna be out there.
You got Westbrook.
Yeah, they got a lot of firepower.
They got
out there,
a lot of firepower. They got a lot of people who can handle the ball.
Right. They got people who can handle the ball.
They got people who can handle the ball. So LeBron doesn't need to facilitate the whole time.
Yeah.
He can lay off a little bit. That's what make him. That's going to make his year a lot easier this year.
I think he's still going to be doing some point guard type play though. I think he's going to do that.
Point forward.
Yeah. But I'm saying like he won't.
And he need rest, so he needs a stronger team around him to pick up his slack.
Yeah.
Because he got slack.
Mm-hmm. What's your sign say behind you? No, right next to you.
Go Chiefs.
That's why you wrote that too. I didn't realize that till today.
You know when I wrote that? Last week, because I knew they was gonna lose. Shout out to the Cowboys. I don't know why I just said that.
Shout out to the Eagles though. Jalen Hurts, he had a better week.
Shout out to the Bears.
Yes, and Justin Fields too. He had a better week, and I was talking about
Lions.
that.
Yeah, shout out to the Bears for beating the Lions.
Want to wear number 1.
Did he start again? Did Justin start?
Yep.
Yeah, he started.
So he played better.
A lot better game.
But he was playing against the Lions though. He wasn't playing against the Browns.
That's a good. That's some good reps out there. Good reps.
Yeah. He needs that because he can play.
Yeah, he could play. He just needs time. He needs his team to protect him.
It's important too. Like they wasn't. And when we was watching something in the middle of the week, and we was like, oh, so they wasn't protecting him. Like they didn't want him to.
Yeah.
Like, come on, y'all. Come on, Chicago. You don't do that out front.
It seemed like they were scared because. Remember you were saying how it looked like Justin Fields was scared? Well, you going to be scared if your line looks scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
but I don't know if they were scared. They just wasn't protecting.
I don't think they was protecting him because...
They wasn't ready for what the Cleveland Browns was doing to him on defense.
Nah, this was bigger
That's
than
true, too.
This was that, too, and then the locker room stuff.
The locker room stuff played a huge part of it.
So why wouldn't... Do you think that they decided now that, hey, we like Justin and we will protect him?
No, they said, we about to show you. We about to show you.
He probably talking smack in the locker room.
Yeah, we about to show you that you need us. Yeah. Because we don't need you because we got Nick Foles and we got Andy Dalton.
For him to get sacked 9 times, bro.
Yeah.
9 times. That's your offensive line.
I can see 5 or 6. But your offensive line gave up on you.
Not Chicago. Chicago offensive line ain't that bad. They the Bears. I mean, come on, you know. They can protect their quarterback to get a pass out. This dude got sacked 9 times.
Just because they the Bears?
I'm just saying.
It was the bad
No,
news.
I'll see you though. Okay, we went over time, but that's fine. Any final thoughts? Anybody? Final thoughts. Next week,
Eagles.
NBA. You said go Eagles. Dennis.
Go Steelers.
Yeah, please go Steelers. Please go.
Go
I
where?
didn't even tell the Steelers to
Go
go
Lords. Greenwood.
Go Lords. Yes.
Go Lords.
Yeah, go Lords.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get the championship.
Go
thank
UT Rockets. Shout out to the UT Rockets. We'll try to cover more of their games. Talk about more of their games on our show. Just because we're here.
Yeah, that's right.
The Walleyes coming up this season. The Mud Hens just ended their regular season.
Got to get to some games now because we did
Walleye
not get
had
to make it to the
good
baseball
games,
game. Those are so exciting. I don't care who's
Walleye
winning.
had some good games.
The games are exciting, flat out. It don't matter.
I just go to hockey games just for the excitement. I don't even
It's
pay
so
attention to the
exciting.
game. Yep.
And the Walleye, them players be kicking ass when they get
They
to
do.
the fights
Yeah.
too. Ain't nobody
Go
really
at it.
whooping no Toledo boys up
They
there.
go at
No,
it.
it ain't happening. It ain't
Go at
happening.
it.
Give out a whooping and go to the penalty box.
Yeah, but I sit down for a minute.
Yeah.
But I got you though.
This has been another episode of the Win and Lose Sports Show. Great show. Thank you,
Great
Dennis,
show.
Yeah,
for
thanks,
coming
guys.
Very excited.
Appreciate it.
Next week, we'll have Sandy Brown from the Toledo Threat.
All right.
Next week,
Sunday.
we'll have our cameras charged up because Jason's camera died. So
Oh, it died? I wasn't on TV.
you was for a minute.
Mr. Hopson camera about to die.
Yeah, he's about to die.
Is
Good
it?
thing
I
his
think
didn't die.
mine is
He's
too.
the guest. So as long
Right.
as his stayed alive, that's fine.
All right. Well,
Keep
we'll
doing
see y'all
your
next
thing.
week. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
No problem.
See y'all next week. Sandy Brown from the Toledo Threat will be our guest. We'll talk about the fall league that she just did. And some, WNBA playoffs are going on, so we'll talk about a lot of stuff with her. So we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening too.